Thank you for having me. And thank you all so much for coming. And I should say that I was so excited to do this last spring, but also very excited to come back because this is a group that I feel I guess an alumnus of. So I started my career at Stanford with a Stanford Graduate Fellowship, and that was one of the reasons that I came. So when they asked me to do this, I was like, yes, totally, of course. So I'm here today to talk to you about speaking science. And I'm assuming that at this point in your careers, you've all given talks before. So I'm not going to go into basics today. I'm not going to tell you that you should use certain fonts or certain background colors, although I am happy to talk about those things if you're interested. I wanted to try and talk today at a little bit of a higher level, to talk about ways that we can engage and keep an audience engaged in our research, which is hard, right? We work on really specialized, technical, difficult things, and explaining those things to an audience can be challenging. So the plan for today is that I'm going to spend about 35, 40 minutes speaking, maybe longer if you guys have great questions, and I hope you have lots of questions and that you should feel free to interrupt me. And then I'm going to turn it over to you. So a major part of this is for you to get a chance to practice delivering your research. So hopefully you're all sitting next to someone that you've never met before, because if you're not, I'm going to make you move. So don't get too comfy. So at the end of my talk, I'm going to give you some time to think about how you might tell somebody about your research in about 2 minutes. So you encounter somebody on a plane or in an elevator. How do you get them interested in your research? What do you tell them? And then you'll practice telling it to each other and give each other some feedback. And then we will turn you loose on the food. So all of these things are required before you get whatever it is in the back that smells delicious. So again, I want to reiterate, please do feel free to stop me anytime. I want this workshop to be as helpful for you as it possibly can be. So if you have questions, comments, disagreements, anything, please do feel free to stop me anytime. So I want to start out with a quick poll. I'm curious, where are my biologists? All right. Engineers? Many mathematicians in here? Physicists? Nice. Did I miss anybody? Awesome. How many of you have a parent or a sibling or a grandparent or an aunt or an uncle, significant other, that does not work in your field? So all of us, at some point or other, have to be able to talk about our science at the most basic levels, right? And we also have to be able to talk about it at the highest levels to colleagues in our lab. And the techniques that I want to talk about today should bridge all of those types of conversations. And just for the record, these are my non-scientist parents. They're both social workers. They have no idea what I was doing here. None. But I'm working on it. They know it has something to do with Schwann cells. So that's our mission today. How do we get people, whether they're our parents who have no idea what we're talking about, or colleagues in our field, to understand and engage with our science? And in my mind, this involves 2 steps. First, you have to bring them in. You have to get them engaged. You have to get them to listen to you in the first place. And the easiest way to do that, actually, is just with how you say things and the body language that you use. So we're going to talk about some really quick, easy things that may seem obvious, but not everybody uses, to help you engage an audience right off the bat. And then once you have their attention, you can keep their attention, both through how you structure your content, so how you present your information, and in the visual aids that you choose. So those are the 3 areas we're going to cover today.